If you're in Ontario and the police have put a no contact order between you and another human being, what actually happens if you phone in a bridge to that no contact order, or in a different situation, a full restraining order? This is something that really plagued me when I was first trying to leave my son's dad, and there was a no contact order put in place because it's a very emotionally difficult time. And when you are stressed out, your nervous system is fried, and your capacity to think and perceive and act clearly is just totally shot. You're probably being run by like the social ego, and it's going to be very, very concerned with what will happen to the other person. What are the consequences of my action if I call in? And what I had heard from another mom in the women's shelter at the time was like, oh, if there's a breach, that's 30 days in jail or prison. They're different, right away. And to me, I was like, what actually happened was nothing again and again and again for my situation. Anyway, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Police would find him, they would hold him in a cell overnight. He would have to go talk to court or something. I don't know, I wasn't there. And then, would get another mark against him, and then he would get released again. There's the problem with being held in jail and having to go to the court thing because it messes up your ability to try to hold down a job. But this gets into a really complicated topic of, the social tease and the emotional strain of trying to balance these situations and realities. And that's a whole other video topic if somebody wants it. And for now, you just need to know that depending on what you are phoning in, there could be a consequence of actual cell time, or it could just be another mark on the record and nothing otherwise will happen to that. And if I had to make a suggestion for what to do when faced with these kinds of situations, it is, don't deal with it on your own. It is an incredibly uncomfortable situation, and nobody wants to share this kind of stuff and put it as a burden on other people. But the more that you are in a social vacuum, the more likely that nothing will actually change in your life, because all you have is all of the old systems in place in your life, which will just subconsciously play out again and again and again. So I encourage you, even if it feels scary and you don't know what's going to happen, to reach out to your local women's shelter or some sort of hotline where you can say, this is the situation, what do I do? And humble the hell out of yourself, because what everyone else is going to tell you you need to do is going to be what you secretly want to do, but that really huge social ego and all of the emotional like all of the emotional strain that you are under is going to tell you again and again to try to fix your situation by doing absolutely nothing, or by appeasing whatever the other person wants, because that will make your life easier if they're not ridiculously mad at you and they're just a little bit mad at you. The problem is that it never stops. In the situation, whatever it is that you're trying to solve by being a good person and, compromising and keeping it going, it's actually not only not healthy for you and your children if you have any, it's also not healthy and not in the best interest of the person that you are struggling to deal with. Most likely, I'm going to assume in the situation, your partner or your ex or whatever it is. That if there is a probation breach because they've reached out to talk to you or argue with you, or they've showed up somewhere, that alone is probably not enough that you have to be worried that you're going to be responsible for them going behind bars for 30 days or something like that. So do yourself a favor and just call, because that's in everybody's best interest in the long term. In the short term, no matter what you choose, it's going to suck. Best of luck.